Klopp is closely following Flamengo's lead midfielder. Jürgen Klopp continues his midfield overhaul to reinvigorate his team. In this regard, Liverpool made the first approach for Fluminense midfielder Andre. It has been confirmed that Brazilian team Fluminense will listen to offers for the 22-year-old, who is also sought after by Fulham, but not until the Brazilian Serie A campaign ends in December. Premier League sides, including the Reds, reportedly testing the waters to determine what it might take to finalize a move. Andre's club Fluminense is demanding €25 million for the player's services. And that's a price tag that will further the Merseyside club's argument for action. That's a pretty reasonable number for the signature of an exciting and hard-working talent to enrich the ranks. Brazil has an illustrious track record of talent, and Andre could prove to be the latest to pave the rough road from the South American country to the Premier League. Having played in a single international game, the player has made 143 appearances for Tricolour Flu-Flusão since his promotion through the youth ranks and is now one of the club's elites. He can take the next step in his development and put pen to paper with Klopp's side. Described as a leader by talent scout Jacek Kulik, Andre achieved a 7.1 SOFA score rating in 13 games this term. He also completed 92% of his passes, 70% of his dribbles, and managed to win 62% of his ground duels. Andre's prowess as a poignant midfielder has placed him in the top 8% of midfielders in Europe's top 5 leagues. Also for pass completion, it was in the top 3% for attempted passes and among the top 6% for successful picks per game. Newly transferred Paris Saint-Germain star Manuel Ugarte is listed as Andre's most comparable player via FBref. Considering that Merseyside was actively following the Portuguese professional earlier this year, it can be said that Liverpool found an alternative player for less. Ugarte has been hailed as a machine by Kulik and looks set to cement his reputation as one of Europe's leading midfielders with the French giants next year. Andre could provide Liverpool with their own version this winter if the club decides to move forward with a deal. Andre could come to Anfield mid-season if a deal is struck. But he could make a significant contribution to the team for the remainder of the season. He could advance to a key position in a Reds team undergoing a renaissance to strike fear into the hearts of the opposition in Europe. It is said that talks will become more frequent in the coming days and Liverpool is preparing a potential offer. Klopp is looking to expand his midfield options, with Henderson and Fabinho leaving as well. The club was already planning to sign a midfielder even if they stayed. However, after these separations, 3 new midfielders may come. Liverpool are now moving again to sign their special player. Liverpool are ready to launch their second bid for Southampton's Romeo Lavia, with a bid expected to total around £45 million. According to Fabrizio Romano, the Reds are moving fast to recruit the Belgium national team and make their next attempt. On the other hand, Liverpool's first offer to Southampton was not accepted. Hailed as a special player by Jadon Sancho, Liverpool are moving as fast as they can to get Lavia's autograph. Many expect the youngster to replace Fabinho as the Reds' new defensive midfielder. The Brazilian international will join Saudi Arabian side Al Ittihad this week in a £40 million deal, with Jordan Henderson expected to follow Fabinho to the Middle East with Al Ettifaq. As a result, Liverpool's pursuit of Lavia is at an all-time pace, and now between Chelsea and Arsenal interest there is a second bid to sign the Southampton midfielder. Liverpool have often been shrewd movers in the market for transfer targets, and the Merseyside Giants are doing just that for Lavia once again, with a decent £45 million fee for the midfielder. Just under Southampton's £50 million price point, this new offer could be accepted by the Saints to put an end to one of the longest transfer sagas of the summer window. As for Liverpool, Lavia's signature might be one of the best the Reds have done in some years. The young player has proven to be one of the most exciting talents in all of Europe and a midfielder who could thrive under Jürgen Klopp. Lavia is a very dynamic player in her deep midfielder role. A star with good penetration and powerful moves between the opponent and the ball. He has a structure that makes his opponent feel his physical superiority and never runs away from the fight. He certainly has the skills to fulfill his role as Klopp's midfielder. Virgil van Dijk, the new leader of Liverpool. While there were lively days in the summer transfer window, there is very little time left for the opening of the 2022-2023 Premier League season. On the other hand, it has become common knowledge that various clubs from the Saudi Pro League will continue to entice more and more players from Europe's more established leagues. The riches available to veteran players are so eye-watering that the moves are somewhat understandable, at least from a financial standpoint. Liverpool has been unable to counter the advances in the Middle East as both Fabrizio and Jürgen are gearing up to join their new club this week. Chief recruiter Jürgen's role will be to find bodies that can help guide the transformation summer ordered by his manager, Jürgen Klopp. Meanwhile, something new has emerged for the German manager to do. Identifying a new and exciting leader who can help this new team rise to the top of football. At some point before the peak of success in the Klopp era, a hierarchy of captains and leaders was established for the much coveted armband. After arriving in the Premier League from the Bundesliga in 2015, the 47-year-old head coach was greeted by Jordan Henderson, the captain of the continuing club. James Milner was firmly established as co-captain at this point, with Virgil van Dijk and Georginio Wijnaldum later added to the leadership group. Having four strong personalities was crucial to the success achieved. It is therefore imperative that a new and improved version of team leadership can be established after those who leave the club. In this context, there is only one man who should be deemed worthy of the permanent role of club captain. Virgil van Dijk is a man who commands and demands respect for both his teammates and opponents. The Dutch national team captain is renowned as an admirable professional and is a major reason why Liverpool have achieved their recent success. From the moment he put on the red jersey, the star player led most of the Reds' in-field successes. The team's commanding presence and organization is vital to its bespoke approach to the game, and it will be well deserved to see him lead this team. In terms of the assistant captain role, Mohamed Salah is probably viewed as a leading light that can help revive a new line of perspective. The 31-year-old Egyptian captain will be the best man to take on an increasing role as he enters the pinnacle of his great career. To add to the leaderboards, it's quite normal to see Alisson Becker as someone who saves her team more than anyone else. The fourth option will be for academy graduate Trent Alexander-Arnold. Many opinions will filter into the fan base, and there will be controversy and frustration with the final selection of managers. What should be taken unanimously would be that none other than Virgil van Dijk take the lead of the squad. Klopp will definitely make a good decision.